We need to talk first before we do any more exercises or examples. We need to talk about the difference between an expression and an equation. And this is a huge, huge important thing, and one that, will help your vocabulary in being able to talk about these things, especially in reading directions. If your directions say solve the equation, then that's something very different than simplify the expression. So you have to understand which one is which. An equation has an equal sign. So an equation is something like this: x equals 5. Or they can get much, much more complicated. But it has to have an equal sign in it somewhere. An expression does not have an equal sign. An expression is something more like 3x plus 1. That's an expression because there is no equal sign. And I don't know how many times that I see students try to solve something like this, the 3x plus 1. Well, you cannot solve if there is not an equal sign. So expressions we simplify, equations we solve. Alright, let's move on to the next thing, which is actually an example. This one says express the English phrase using an algebraic expression. So we're going to take English words and change them into a mathematical format. So this one says twice the sum of a number t and 4. So what does the word twice mean? Well, it means we're going to be multiplying 2 times something, right? Well, what are we multiplying 2 times? A sum. Well, what does the word sum mean? A sum is a addition. So we're multiplying twice an addition. That tells us that we have to use parentheses because we have to add these two things to get the sum, and then we're going to multiply it times 2 or do twice that. Now, what things are we summing up? A number t and 4. So this would be the number t and the number 4. So this is what twice the sum of a number t and 4 looks like. Alright, another example of things that we need to be able to do. We need to be able to evaluate expressions. Now again, it says evaluate the expression. An expression does not have an equal sign. So notice that this is our expression. There is no equals in here anywhere. We're going to evaluate this or simplify it for the given value of the variable. They said for y equals 3. So that means everywhere we see a y, we're going to be plugging in this 3 and then simplifying that expression. So here we have y squared, and I'm just going to put blanks right now instead of the y's. Y squared minus 4 times y plus 5. But instead of y, we're going to be using the 3. So I'm replacing those with 3's. Now this is just a matter of order of operations and simplifying. There is no equals, so we can't solve. We just simplify. Alright, so here we have, let's see, we have exponents, we have multiplication, we have subtraction, we have addition. We need to do the exponents first. So 3 squared would be 9 minus 4 times 3 plus 5. And if you can do this in fewer steps, that's alright also. But now we need to do the multiplication here. So 9 minus 4 times 3 would be 12 plus 5. Now remember, we do our subtraction before the addition because we do it left to right. So 9 minus 12 would be a negative 3 plus 5, which would be a positive 2.